They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives.
Alright, let's get to reading our word today. We are on Exodus and 19. Alrighty. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. Now, the word pitched means they put their tents up right there. So, that's where they were staying at. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say unto the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did to the Egyptian, and how I bore you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a particular treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Well, we know the earth belongs to God, but Satan stole it. Number 6, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and a holy nation. There are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their face all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All the Lord has spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the word unto the people, unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the 3rd day. For the 3rd day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bonds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourself that you go not unto the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall surely be put to death. Now, okay, he wanted them to wash their clothes and all, and be ready, because God was going to show himself, or come down and talk with them. Okay, but they put up borders, something, like a gate all around the mountain. Don't go there, because if you go there, you will be put to death. 13. There shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through, whether it be beast or man. it shall not live. Then the trumpet sounded along, and they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day, and come not at your wives. In other words, do not have no sex. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunder and lightning and thick clouds upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud, so that all the people that were in the camp trembled. Just think, hearing the trumpets and all, and you're like, where are the trumpets coming from? Loud, I believe you'd tremble too, not knowing where it come from. Number 17. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And they stood at the neither part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in the fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quickly quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded along, and waxed louder and louder, and Moses spoke, God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. In other words, if you actually seen God, then you would die. Alright? So, and I'm not understanding why he did this. I guess to show that, hey, look, I am real. But the people were scared, which I would say I would be too. And all. But he said, charge the people lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze. So they had to be interested in wanting to look at him. I would want to look at him and all, but I'd be put to death. So, alright, 22. And let the priests also which come near to the Lord sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priest and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down, and the people, and then spoke unto them. We are on 20 now. And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Well, there we have, we're going to start on, this is the 10 Commandments, and I'm going to shadow the first 2. The government thinks that it's God. I don't care what kind of government it is. It thinks it's God, ruler over us. And the second one, thou shalt not make any graven image. Well, we have images all around, like your driver's license and stuff like that, and just pictures. You're not supposed to make any kind of graven image, any kind of image, okay? And I'm talking about to bow down and worship them and all. What you do in your life is how you worship, okay? So I forgot to shake it up. Yeah. So I want you to think about that. What you do in life is how you worship. 5. And thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God. I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, until the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. So I believe that still yet in some circumstances, this is still going on. That if you don't love God, then your grandchildren, the 3rd and the 4th generation, it's going to catch up to them, and they're going to get the blunt of it. Sometimes I believe that that's the way it is, still yet. But I'm not, I can just tell by the way some things are going. All right, number 6. And show him mercy to 1,000 of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that hath taken his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, and keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labor, and do all thy work. But in the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughters, nor thy maidservants, or manservant, nor thy maidservant, or the cattle, or thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. Now I want you to notice the first part of these 10 commandments are between man and God. Now what splits man and God is the Sabbath day. That splits us. Okay? Number 12. Honor thy father and mother, that the days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Now this is the only commandment with a promise. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thundering and the lightning and the noise of the trumpets and the mountain smoke. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. So the people heard Moses and God talking. They heard God say these commandments. Okay? It's not written on stone yet, okay? So, this was God telling them. Okay? 20. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and this is fear may be before your face, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have walked with you from heaven, talked with you from heaven. All right. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and thou shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offering, and thy peace offering, thy sheep, and thine oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. And if thou wilt make an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. For if thou lift up a tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. Alright, so in other words, he says, don't take any tools and make it look beautiful. Just make a one altar of stone for me, and use it. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto my altar, that thy nakedness not be discovered thereon. In other words, don't build something real high up and to have steps, because I don't want to see your nakedness underneath. And I can understand that, you know. Let's see how much 21. Okay, let's go ahead and read number 21. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy a Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve, and in the 7th year he shall go out free for nothing. If he come in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. Now, in slavery times, if one of them was to go free, they would keep the wife and the children. They would not depart together. But God says to let them depart together. 4. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne sons and daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's. And okay, the children is to go to the master. And he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the door post, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as a manservants do. If she please not her master who had betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her into a strange nation, she shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her. Nine. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. And if he take him another wife for food or raiment, and her duties of marriage shall be not diminished, and if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. 12. And he smiteth a man so that he die, shall be surely put to death. If you kill a man, you be put to death. And if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. But if a man come promiscuously upon his neighbor to slay him with gall, thou shalt take him from my altar, that he may die. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. So kids, if you hit your mama and daddy, you are to be put to death. Now, you think about that. 16. And he that stealeth a man and sell him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And he that causes his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Curses. If you put a curse on your mom. And if a man strive together, and one smite another with a stone, or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then he that smiteth him be quiet. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. But if a man smite the servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished, notwithstanding. If he continue day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. But if man strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follows, he shall be surely punished according as the woman's husband would lay upon him, and he will pay as the judgment demeanored. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if any man smite the eye of his servant, or the eye of his maid, that it perished, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. Okay, now, the reason why God is going through all this is because they just left Egypt. And all their stuff that they have done, this is what God was getting through to them. Alright, 26. Alright, I'm on 27. And if he smite out his maidservant's tooth, or his maidservant tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake. If an ox gore a man or a woman, that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quiet. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it has been testified to his owner, and he have not kept him in, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for a ransom of the life whatsoever is laid upon him, whether he have gored a son or gored a daughter. According to this judgment shall it be done unto him. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall not give unto her master 30 shekels of silver, for the ox shall be stoned. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give the money unto the owner of him, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another's, and he die, then they shall sell the live ox, and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox has used to push in time past, and the owner hath not kept him in, he shall surely pay an ox for an ox, and the dead shall be his own. Alright, we are done with that, and next time we'll be reading 22. So we have got 19, 20, and 21. So hopefully I can remember that while I do this. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you the next video. This is how to donate to my PayPal. You come down here to Poor Man's Sewing, and you mash on Poor Man's Sewing. Then you go over here to About. You mash on About, and right here is to donate to Poor Man's Sewing.